What's going on, campers? Campfacer here. Welcome back to another Killer Clowns from Outer Space the game video. Today we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about the survivors. We're also going to talk about what happens when a match starts up, and we're going to talk a little bit about in-game voice chat and more. Let's get started.
Campfacer.
Okay, so as most of you already know, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space the game is a 3v7 asymmetrical multiplayer horror game based on the 1980s movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend go back and watch it. But today, we're going to go over a few things, as I mentioned before, and we'll start off with the characters to choose from, their classes, their abilities, and more. So, without further ado, let's dive into this. All the information I'm going to give you is directly from the official website. I'll put the link in the description below. And also, before I talk about each class, I want to say that each class has a female and a male to choose from. And I don't know if you can customize their outfits before you enter a lobby. That would be a really neat feature to have. So we have the bikers. We have the cops. We have the punks. We have the rednecks. And we have the teens. Here we have some stats on all the humans. Starting off with the bikers, they are strong, prepared to fight, but they're loud and they're slow. Being a cop, you are perceptive, good with guns, unlucky, low stamina. Punks have high stamina, good against obstacles, but slow to recover. Rednecks are good at fixing stuff, biggest inventory size, but poor observation skills. Go figure. Teenagers, nimble, stealthy, but low health, small inventory size. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about how the matches are going to start up and how character selection is going to come into play and more. Like I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, when a match starts up, it's going to randomize the map. And not only randomize the maps, it's also going to relocate objects on the map, so you don't really get a chance to memorize too many of the maps. That being said, it also chooses whether you're going to spawn in as a killer clown or a human. If you do spawn in as a human, you can still pick what class you want to play as. It's not going to make you become a biker, a cop, a punk, a redneck, or a teenager. You get to pick what class you want to play as, but the matches will choose randomly, almost like Friday the 13th. It randomized Jason with the camp counselors. Same thing with this game. It's going to randomize it, which is a good thing. I mean, we have 3 killer clowns this time, opposed to the 1 Jason versus the 7 online players. So this is a good thing, because that way it's going to mix it up, and not everybody's going to complain if they don't get to be a clown one match. Maybe the next match they get to be a clown. So I like the random pick of the players in this game so far. It also goes on to say, when you arrive in Crescent Cove, there will be a mix of clown and human players, plus NPC humans. One of the things that really makes this game shine is that if a human player dies, they can respawn from the desired class alive and available for them to embody. This is the type of game, I've discussed this before, where if you die, you're not out and you're not spectating and the game's over. If you die and there's still NPCs walking around from whatever class NPCs are still available, you can choose what NPC class you want to respawn in. As long as they're walking around that map and not getting killed off by the killer clowns, you could take over that NPC, and you can keep coming back in this game as long as there's NPC players available on the map. Now, that makes this game very interesting, because not only are you trying to finish the objective and take out their spaceship, you're also trying to protect the NPCs walking around the map. Now, I wonder, how intelligent are these NPCs going to be in this game? Look at Friday the 13th, the game, the offline bot mode. The NPCs, they they're okay to play with, but some of them you notice they open and shut windows over and over again. I don't know how hard it is to actually make an NPC character in. I'm no game developer, obviously, but I'm sure they're not going to be as smart as the humans, the decisions that we make in a multiplayer game. So this is going to be very interesting to work around the NPCs and take over their body. Don't know if they're hiding in a particular spot already, and you can just spawn in there and then make decisions from there on out. But this is very interesting, you guys. Now, I was also told over on the official Discord that there's going to be 25 NPCs spawned on the map. So, how quick will those 25 NPCs be wiped out by the Killer Klowns? I'm not sure. And I don't know if they're already there on the map, and when we spawn in the 7 humans, do we take over 7 minus 25? Is that how it works? Or is it going to be us 7 with the 25 NPCs, giving us a total of 32 players? Now let's talk about the in-game communication voice chat. This part is very interesting to me. I think this is awesome. So they go on to say that there's proximity chat in this game. Now, if you don't know what that is, think about Friday the 13th, the game. And if you've never even played that game, proximity chat means the closer a player is getting to you, the louder and louder they become. The further away they go, their voice gets lower and lower to the point where you can't hear them at all. Now, I don't know if there's going to be ways to communicate on a walkie-talkie or a phone or something like that in this game. If that's the case, you'll be able to talk to them all the way across the map at all times. But proximity chat plays a big role in this type of a game, especially if you come back and respawn inside of an NPC that's located hiding out somewhere on the other side of the map. You don't know if you're encountering another NPC and you're trying to talk to that NPC player, and it's that bot is just walking off away from you because it's not a real player. Unless that NPC happens to be a real online player. That's where proximity chat comes into play. You're going to be like, yo, I'm over here. And if that person doesn't respond, either it's an NPC or it's somebody that is not using a mic. But if they are playing and they hear you, even if they're not using a microphone, you guys, they're going to follow you and communicate in one way, shape, or form. Now, this part to me is very funny and interesting, and this is something that hasn't been done to my knowledge. Now, in the movie, if you guys have seen the movie, the Killer Klowns, they come from outer space. They're disguised as clowns. They're really aliens. And in the movie, you can't understand what they're saying. They just have like that clownish, like alien gibberish that comes out of their mouth, their own language. And the humans don't understand what they're saying, but obviously they communicate to each other because they know their own language, obviously. But in the movie, they also understand what the humans are saying. So they can understand their language and they can understand the humans, but the humans can't understand their language. Now, in this game, the same thing is going to happen, you guys. There's a button, if you're a clown, there's a button on your controller that you can push that turns off human language, where now if you're talking to another clown, if a human is nearby, all that human player will hear in the game is the clown gibberish. But on the clown side, both clown players are going to understand each other. It's going to be in English, but when they press that button, all the other survivors that are humans aren't going to understand their language. It's going to come out as gibberish. So it's kind of like they're disguising their voice so they can come up with like a game plan to go in and attack players without them knowing their plan. That is freaking amazing. That is an awesome option to have in this game. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Because could you imagine if there was a player that the clown saw hiding behind like a barrel in an alley, and you know he's there, but you think that he doesn't know that you caught him? So you go and you have another clown come up to you and you press that button and you say, hey, I'm going to pretend I'm going to walk up towards him. He's going to end up probably running off around the backside, and I want you to flank him around. Go around that wall and catch him, so if he comes out of the back of the alley, you're going to catch him. Now, while you're saying that, they're not going to understand what you're talking about. That's what's awesome. But there's also an option to press the button so that they can hear you, so you can mess with them. So you could click the button and go, "Hey, I see you over there," and then you could change it back to your clown voice if you want. So that is awesome. They also go on to say if you have the clown voice option selected and you start laughing, get ready for some wild, wild laugh. I want to know what that is. This sounds a little creepy, you guys. I'm not going to lie. This is awesome. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'm so excited for Killer Klowns from Outer Space to come out. It's going to be one of the amazing games coming this year in 2023, along with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, and more. You guys, if you like what you see here, please like, subscribe, click notifications to all, click that bell, give me a thumbs up. You guys, this is awesome. And I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, campers, stay out of the woods.
Red on the highway. See it.